Hello YouTube, this is Skyfire, the Pokemon Animatic, bringing you another Pokemon Black and White Wi-Fi battle video. And this battle is against Curt or Trip from the Zot Pokemon Wi-Fi room. Now, the teams were really interesting, and I mean really interesting. It was really, not only was it really interesting, it was really close. There were some things that I messed up on, and there were some things that maybe he wished he would have took back. We all have that in Pokemon battles, don't we? That's how Pokemon is, to be honest. But trust me, this battle went down to the wire. I mean, literally, and it came down to a Pokemon which I never ever expected to even come close to bringing something in. Anyways, I start off interesting, not with anybody usual. I actually started with my Henry Ruff, as he starts with a Jinx. Now what happens is that the lovely kid's Jinx misses, and that puts perfectly in a good time for Henry Ruff to start the fun. So with that, after he does the Dragon Dance, everything's +1, the crunch is stabbed, and obviously the Jinx is KO'd. And that's going to put Henry Ruff in good positioning because that's Moxie. So here comes Medicham. Now I noticed all his Pokemon, the first two Pokemon are shiny. Now the only thing I had to really do with this Medicham that he brought in was the crunch. Unfortunately, as I expected, a high jump kick. Makes me wish I had a Focus Sash, but I did not. So unfortunately, Henry Ruff's chance at a 6-0 flopped like that. So from Henry Ruff comes in 30 Mile as my Sableye. He switches out, brings in Lantern. I was like, okay. So I decided to go for the Nightshade. Nightshade probably would have KO'd the Medicham, which would have again had came very close for Sableye to defeat a Pokemon. So I go for a Will-O-Wisp, misses. Like, really? So the Thunder Wave comes in and now 30 Miles paralyzed. It feels like breaks the other way. Let's try it again. Will-O-Wisp. Okay. And here comes the Skull. I'm like, great. I initially put this as a Jolly type, but knowing that Sableye only has one move and it doesn't really determine on attack or anything, I decided no. I was gonna switch everything up. So I go for the taunt, thinking it was gonna use another Thunder. Hopefully it wasn't gonna use Thunder Wave if I switched. But it went for the Volt Switch, and I was like, interesting, because I didn't know what was going to bring in next. So I find it funny he brings in Moltres, because I was going to go for Thunder Wave anyway, and I was like, sweet. So here comes the Air Slash. I don't really know if it was going to really matter much, because even if I did Nightshade, I would have went second anyway, because of the fact that we're both paralyzed, and I think in the higher speed, I think Moltres is. So the Air Slash hit, it was a critical, which was funny. Now this was a bad play on me, because I bring in my Myers, and the problem what I didn't do was I did not put an item on Myers. This is like the third time I missed an item on some of my smashers, mainly Myers, and the other one being 13 Mile, which is my Gorbise. And with that, I didn't know what type of hidden power that was. I don't know if it was electric or grass, but anyways, unfortunately, it just one hit KO Myers, and Myers was like, I didn't even get a chance to do anything. So here comes Wick Roll, Chandelure. It's gonna go for Calm Mind. Thank goodness for the paralysis. I get for me getting the Calm Mind off. it goes for air slash. It still takes about half. So I'm like, let me try this again. So I go for the Shadow Ball, and I believe Chandelure has a lot of special attack. Not like it mattered, it was a critical. So the +1 Shadow Ball stat took down the Moltres. So here comes Lantern, and I'm like, oh no, not Lantern. He's gonna go for a Thunder Wave. So I decided to go for an Energy Ball. Oh, so close. And instead it goes for a Scald. I forgot what item I had on my Wick Road, but it obviously wasn't enough. It wasn't like a Partial Barrier like I usually would put on some of my Pokemon, so that was a big goof. So, Wick Road is gone, so the next person I was going to bring in was my Merriman. My Giraffe Rig. I decided to go for a Side Shock and get that Lantern out of there so it wouldn't Thunder Wave any other Pokemon that I would bring in. So, with Merriman doing something good, taking out that Lantern, here comes Sceptile, and this is where I again do some bad plays. I saw the Giga Drain and I thought what it took. I'm like, are you serious? It took that much? Because I really didn't know if he was. I should have known that if it's shiny and it has max IVs and EVs, I should have known that I should have went for something like Side Shot. But of course, again, me and my misplays of Pokegeners, I was like, why? So Merriman was out like that. He switches out Sceptile and brings in Medicham. I was gonna apparently go for Dragon's anyway, because I had again figured for a switch. I had a feeling that maybe Ice Punch was on that Medicham, and with that I decided to go for a Leaf Blade and take that Medicham out. So Sceptile comes in. Wait, I just noticed Sceptile's in a Cherish Ball. Never mind. Not to comment on that anymore. I actually didn't know which hidden power it was. I thought it was hidden power Ice, and I was gonna say good game, but it didn't. So I went for Fly. You're probably wondering, why do I have Fly on a Tropius? Because Aerial Ace probably wouldn't do much anyway. Obviously, since the Fly was good, the second turn he switches into Rhydon, and he goes in and takes that like nothing. Like, okay. Now this is where the funniest play comes in. I actually misclicked on Dragon Dance because I was actually going for Leaf Blade. But he goes for Stone Age, it missed. And I was like, this could be the comeback of the century for Tropius, because I used Leaf Blade. So now that's a +2 stab Leaf Blade, which is ×4 super effective on a Rhydon, and it KO'd the Rhydon. So I'm looking at myself, am I faster than Sceptile? Even though we're tied 1-1, two grass types going at each other, and Greenfield goes for Fly first. So I'm like, are you serious? Is this gonna be the comeback of the century with a Tropius? Tropius uses Fly on the Sceptile, and with its stab +2, it takes down the Sceptile. Greenfield, I don't believe you need this. Greenfield, I don't believe you need this. A 1-0 win with a Tropius. How does that even happen? I am really just shocked. Good game to Curt, and I know he's mad about well, he's sort of intrigued about the miss on the Stone Age from Rhydon. Well, like I said, I was just as surprised that Tropius won the game for me. Rate, comment, subscribe, give it a like, Skyfire, have a nice day, and see you next time.